seen you and Wack run a play on one of the homies we had on here, right? He got himself into some hot water behind a female.
Got himself.
My boy Gorilla Hebrew. First of all, shout out to Gorilla Hebrew, right? This ain't no smear campaign from us. I fuck with bro. We had him on here a few times.
Views and opinions of what I say are not reflective.
Doesn't reflect the Our Way podcast. Now,
it's good to say that.
What I seen happen on that show was nasty work. That wasn't no Israelite stuff to me. Mm-hmm. He was on a white man platform. Wack come in acting like he don't know what's going on.
Oh, they called you?
Got your number on speed dial. It was like, hey, don't you know such and such? Oh, man, let me call him right now. Wack pretended like he didn't know Gorilla Hebrew was going to be there.
Right.
They finessed him and told him, hey, yeah, just come. We ain't going to talk about what's going on. I don't know why the fuck.
You saying no jumper finesse.
No jumper
I don't know
finesse.
why he thought
I don't know why bro thought he was going on no jumper and that wasn't going to get brought up. Wack act like he wasn't on the episode and pop in the middle of the episode, got him on speed dial, boom. You call in,
right?
Air him out. I go, hold on, wait a minute. Ain't you an Israelite? Right. How you airing out another Israelite publicly on a platform with 4.8 million something subscribers and airing out y'all dirty laundry? This supposed to be your brother who said he came to you for help and his request for help wasn't met.
Hello, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Makakwadash. Double honors to the apostles of GMS who teach and rule well. Salutations to you brothers in the highways and byways. Salutations also goes out to you brothers and few sisters that tune in to listen and learn. To the rest of you hopeful elect. To you all I say shalom. This is the brother Malak from the Diligent Soldier Camp here in Boston, Mass. As always, I pray this lesson be edifying to the elect. Okay, the name of this one is Two Third-Minded Jakes Can't Discern This Thing of Ours. Two third-minded Jakes can't discern this thing of ours. Okay, they can't perceive. In other words, they can't distinguish, all right, this walk that we're in, okay? Why we do what we do, why we say the things we say, why we carry ourselves the way we carry ourselves, man. They are not in that circle, man, of understanding. First of all, they're not in that circle of the Lord dealing with them, man. Okay. And second of all, they don't have any type of understanding because of that, man. Which is why when they see us rebuking men and that call them other men that call themselves Israelites, they perceive it as hate, right? They perceive it as something that's bad. What's the word? Wicked, and when the scriptures basically, and we'll get that, when the scriptures basically tell us different, we all know what the scriptures tell us about rebuking men, we'll get it, as I said, in a moment. But, my whole thing is, why, and I'm not the first one to say it. Plenty of videos and lessons have come out. This is just something that Captain Tazariak posted a few days ago. I watched the whole 20-something minutes that he had posted and a few of the shorts. And it's like, no type of edification came out. At least the time that that he posted, the clips that he posted that I saw, no clips, no scriptures came out. None were quoted. I mean, I might have heard a word or two quoted, but none of that came out, man. And Captain Tazariak has enough years, to discern when people are disconnected, and he knows those dudes are disconnected, which is why he didn't bring no scriptures up, and really put those men onto real game, real jewels, man, real information, Why mix yourself with these people, man? They don't get it. They don't even care, They're defending this dude, Alizé. You hear the dude referring to him as his boy. That's my boy. Shout out to Gorilla Hebrew, yada yada. This ain't a smear campaign. He goes on to repeat exactly what Captain Tazariak said, because Captain Tazariak knows that these men ain't gonna get it, but it's, he goes on to say, yeah, his opinions don't reflect the show's opinion, whatever the fucking show's called, viral day, viral all day, or whatever the show's called. I don't know. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? He goes on to say what happened on No Jumper, regarding Alizé, was not an Israelite thing to me. That's what he said. It wasn't an Israelite thing to me. Word for word, he said, Israelite thing to me. When they don't even understand, he goes on to say, y'all are brothers, which lets you know right there and then he doesn't understand this thing, man. It says he said how you airing out another Israelite publicly, and it's why, because they don't understand this. They haven't considered none of the things, none of the lessons that the men of the Lord have been posting. They haven't considered what they've been hearing from the men of the Lord in the highways and byways. Therefore, when they see something like this happen, and all Alizé brought to this this thing of ours, or to the ministry was confusion, man. He definitely in the beginning edified a lot of people, but he started leaking oil. That whole group is whacked out. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you're still in there, something definitely wrong with you, man. The Lord definitely ain't dealing with you, man. Because that whole organization is tainted, man. But anyways, to stick to the point, man, those men ain't right. That man ain't right, Alizé. Okay. And as he was leaking that oil, it became more and more clear to a lot of people that this man is, that the Lord is definitely taking this man's light out, man. Things happen, and I'm not even going to get into that. Enough lessons came out, enough information came out for us to know what's going on. The point of this whole thing is like, why mix yourself as someone that claims to be an Israelite? Why mix yourself up with these people that are like worldly, and Christian, which is almost one and the same? They don't get what we talk about, what we believe in. They can't perceive it, man. They can't recognize it. It's foreign to them, which is why, their questions is never biblically based. They never ask anything biblical. And this man having a chance, right? As the scripture says, to everything there's a chance. To every man there's a chance. Roughly paraphrasing. The name Yahweh Shai came out, but not in a reverence way. Not, there was plenty of time to put these young men onto what this thing of ours really stands for, and let's just get straight to it. This man said a few stupid ass things because he just doesn't understand. It says he was talking about us, Alizar. I mean, Captain Tasariak, supposedly taking part of airing out Alizar at that no jumper, and it wasn't like based in. It wasn't like Captain Tazariak's platform or anything. The man got called in, so it's not. This is not per se like an attack on Captain Tazariak, but more so, emphasizing other lessons and landbacking off of other lessons that have came out of not debating with these people, not going back, not going into these people's podcasts, man, because you're answering fools, man, and you're looking like a fool yourself, okay? Because I've seen this man drop more knowledge in 5 minutes when he's out debating like somebody, that's also an Israelite, okay, instead of Israelites that don't know that they're Israelites still claim that they black and are part of this black culture, this rap and hip hop, because now everything is podcasts and you got a bunch of grown men gossiping about other men's pockets and what other men are doing and whatnot. But that's the new wave now. That's how Jake get into their money now, But the point is, these people that, the Lord is not in their thoughts, man. Okay? The way we walk, the way they walk is totally different. We might look alike, you know what I'm saying? We might, be blood. man. But that don't make us family at the moment, man. You know, because the line is drawn, man. You either a part of this world, or you trying to get right with the Lord to be a part of Him, man. Okay, so jumping straight to it, you know, 1 Timothy 5:20 says, "Them that sin rebuke before all, that others also may fear." So that kills the whole, you know, y'all are brothers. How can y'all air them out? How can y'all publicly, you know, throw all his dirty laundry out there? Like, first and foremost, that man trusted a woman that aired him out. Okay, everybody's just reacting. The world is just reacting to the information that came out, man. You know what I'm saying? And let's just to back that up, right? With another witness, let's get the book of Proverbs 27:5. Open rebuke is better than secret love. All right, so that should kill the whole, oh, why you telling this man in front of everybody? And you could call this brother, and we have other ways, cordial ways to talk to each other. Nah, man. The Lord said to rebuke in front of all, man, so others can fear. Okay? Right here in 1 Timothy 5:20. Them that sin, right, instruct or correct in front of everybody, that others also may fear, man. This is how we used to put sin out of Israel, man. You know, by putting people to death, man, publicly, by correcting people publicly, and everybody else that was in steps to do the same to do the same thing will be corrected in the mind and spirit and fall back from it, basically, man. That was the whole point of it, right? But how can this man or these guys understand anything when they on some just partying bullshit? That's all. That's all Jake is really into, man. It's just bullshit. Just a bunch of noise, a bunch of shit for the birds, man. Nothing truly that has true essence, nothing that has value, substance, that's tangible for real, that's profitable, man, for the spirit, right? Jake can't even fathom how important this thing is to them, man. You know, how dire it is for them to get this truth, man. You know, because, you know, one of the stupid ass things that Tazariak said, and I might bring it up in another lesson or something, was, you know, because as the elder apostle Tahar says, man, there's lessons within lessons, man. Okay, because as I was watching this podcast, man, you know, there was different topics that brothers could get into. You know, this one in particular, you know, debating with Jake not getting it is one. The other one is that, you know, Tazariak says something along the lines that the most important thing to do is, you know, and I'm roughly paraphrasing this, to heal the brotherhood or to heal generational warfare is to heal the brotherhood, something like that, to basically congregate within brotherhood, something along those lines, man. When in reality, man, you know, what is it in the book of Proverbs that says it? Let me see real quick. The scriptures tell you how important it is to know the Lord's name, man. Let me get it. Because what's this guy talking about? Brotherhood, man. Yeah, all Israelites, the whole Israelite nation consists of brothers and sisters, man. We all family. We all blood, right? Physically, you know. But spiritually, man, we're not right now, man. You know, point blank. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 30, verse 4. It says, "Who has ascended into heaven or descended? Who has gathered the wind in his fist? Who has bound the waters in his garment? Who has established all of the ends of the earth? Who has created and controlled, has had control over creation," right? It's basically what it's asking. It says, "What is his name? And what is his son's name, if thou canst tell," right? Because the scriptures clearly tell you, man, that, you know, these are the names that you have to call upon, man. All right? What does the Lord say himself? You know, whatever you do, or whatever you you want to ask for it in his name, you know, so the Lord could give it, because it's the Lord's pleasure to give us those things that we ask for, man. And anything is possible to receive it when when it's in sincerity, you call in and you pray in the Lord's name, in Yahweh Shai's name, man. All right. So those names are important. There's another scripture that says the name of the Lord is a strong tower. The righteous runneth in and are safe, man. That's important, man, because brotherhood ain't shit, man, if you're not in the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, man. All right, the Lord himself tells you don't trust in every brother. Every brother shall surely supplant, man. Okay? That's all Jake do, man. That's all Jake does, man. Mind's full of fucking traps and tricks, man, to try to get one off on the next person, man. On another Jake. All right? Let's go on. This is the book of James, chapter 4, verse 4. It says, Ye adulterers and adulteresses, know ye not that the friendship of the world is enmity with God? Whosoever therefore will be a friend of the world is the enemy of God. Right? Being cool with these fucking dudes in the world with podcasts or whatever, that's enmity with the Lord, man. All right? Hey, let's get that word enmity, man. If I'm not mistaken, it goes to like hostile. The state or feeling of being actively opposed or hostile to someone or something. The Lord is actively opposed and hostile towards the Edomites, man. Esau, so-called white man, the devil that the Bible speaks of, man. All right? And they have it with us, man. With Israel, man, because they can't do nothing to the Lord. You know what I mean? You can't do nothing to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah, man. Right? But you could fuck with his people. But you're going to get punished for that. You know, because you have been fucking with us. When we was at our lowest, man, when we was at our weakest, the Lord himself tells you, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah tells you himself, man. You know, when they were at their weakest and defenseless, you know, you basically made it worse, made the afflicted us and gave us worse calamities, man. And for that, you're going to get punished, man. Because at that time was the time to reestablish us, man. Let us know who we were, giving us the truth. But hey, the Lord made this perfect devil, man, to be crooked. And can nothing be made straight, which Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shah has made crooked, man. Not no normal man, at least. You know, not any man, period, man. Not even an angel, man. And angels are way more powerful than men, right? It's all of the Lord, man. This whole thing is of the Lord, man. All right? So friendship with the world, and anything that's a part of the world, black culture, right? Hip-hop, rap, you know, getting money, all this bullshit that has to do with the world, man. That's enmity with the Lord, man. All right? The Lord is hostile with that, man, because all those things are set up, man, to have Jake in limbo. And you can see it working when Captain Tazariak is going over to this podcast to talk to these mindless zombies, man, you know? And they're talking about, oh, you know, y'all Israelites, how can y'all treat each other like that and air each other like, shut the fuck up. That's all y'all do is talk shit about each other as so-called black people, Hispanics, and these goddamn podcasts, man, right? But then have the goddamn nerve to try to judge us, man, when you don't even know the whole matter of the thing, man. And that's foolish. That's a shame to you, man, as the scripture says, man. You know, when you don't know the matter of something and you just presuming and putting your own opinions and shit without even knowing the matter. Because if he knew the matter, then he will know what it says in 1 Timothy and in the book of Proverbs, man. Right? He will know these things, man, that you have to rebuke people, man. Right? We don't hide this shit. We don't go and have personal conversations when somebody fuck up. You know? We correct that shit, if not on the spot. You know what I'm saying? By any means, man. And it's up to that person level of integrity, man, to receive that and act accordingly, man. All right? This is 2 Corinthians 5:14. It says, Be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers. These men are unbelievers. And this man is up there, not saying that he's equally, he's not losing his faith because he's hanging out with these dudes, man. But hey, man, you know, it ain't time to be fucking with these people, man, with these unbelievers, man. To try to convince Jake, man. By this time, if Jake don't get what's going on, man, hey, most likely the Lord just has him outside of it, man. Though the scriptures say that in the last hour, people gonna be coming into this, man. All right, but so that's, the Lord has many ways to wake somebody up out of sleep, man. Okay, these type of men right here, though, man, you can't tell them nothing. They think they know it all. They think they got the world unlocked and that they have it all figured out. You know, they think that they got us figured out, man. Not knowing that we're supposed to rebuke each other, not knowing that we ain't even supposed to be mixing with these niggas, man. Especially now in these last days, man. We got to stay clear from these demons, man. Okay? 2 Corinthians again, 6:14 says, "Be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers. For what fellowship has righteousness with unrighteousness?" Right? What brotherhood? Salaki, I'm saying it the wrong way. So what man has any type of connections with an unrighteous person? What righteous man has any type of doings with an unrighteous person, man? That's what it's asking. And what communion has light with darkness, man? None. Okay, you can't really mix it. I mean, you do have twilight. That is actually one of my favorite times of the day too. You know, especially when you're like out in the Caribbean and stuff in the islands, man, where you don't have all these LED lights and all these light poles, you know, just fucking up everything. You know, just natural light, man. You really could appreciate that, man. You know, because it's only for a moment. Twilight, you get it for maybe like depending where you are in the world, but I know in the Dominican Republic it's like for a good, 20 to 30 minutes. It'll be like that, and then you can see it getting darker and darker until it's just completely dark. You know what I mean? But it's pretty cool, man. Anyways, but yeah, light and day though is not the same thing as twilight, man. You know what I'm saying? Because the light is really, really low, and it's almost about to start getting dark. You know what I mean? Pitch black, but it's not completely. You know. But to stick to the point, man, none of these things go together. None of these things are compatible, man. So just because we're all Israelites, right, doesn't mean that we're brothers, man. Hey, the scripture says not all Israel is of Israel. It's the Israel of the Lord, man. Because you got Israelites like this on one side of the podcast, and then you got Israelites like Captain Tazariak that understand, not only believe, but understand way more than what these men understand and believe. Okay, where was I? Right, and that word fellowship goes into brotherhood, man. Right? This man was talking about got a lot of brothers, but what type of brothers link up together, man, when one is unrighteous and the other one is righteous, man? Even unrighteous people don't get with righteous people, man, because they know they're not flow. It ain't the same vibes, man. They can't vibe together, man. Right? This is 1 Corinthians 14:26. It says, "How is it then, brethren, when ye come together, every one of you hath a song, right? Hath a doctrine, right? A teaching. A song goes into like a song, like this. This is a song, man. This truth of ours, this gospel is a song. Has a doctrine, which goes into teaching. Has a tongue, which goes into language. Has a revelation, right? Which goes into like visions, Has an interpretation. Let all things be done unto edification, man." So, Captain Tazaria going up into that podcast, man, should have at least, the very least, had some type of structural lesson coming out, man, within that whole thing, making a point on who we are, on the name of the Lord, on why that's happening to this man, Alizar. You know what I mean? And they probably would, if they didn't accept it, they could at least understood where we coming from based on what the scriptures say, man. But that just wasn't the case, man. It was just a bunch of folly being spoken about, no edification, and ultimately, man, you know, yeah, Apostle Tahar is 100% right, man. You know, you got a lot of Jakes that this is just entertainment for them, man. This is just a fad for them, man. Whether they got 10 years, 15 years doing this, you know, such as, you know, I don't know how many years Tazaria got in this. I know General Yahan, I've seen videos on him from the 90s. You know, these men are in it, are say or claim that they're so-called in the truth, man, but, you know, the things that they say and believe and push, man, are contrary, man. You know what I mean? Let me see. Should I get another one before closing out? So I pray I made the point, man, which is we don't need to have any type of dealings with these Jakes, man, because two third-minded Jakes can't discern this thing of ours, man. They can't get this song. They don't remember the words to it. They can't catch the rhythm. The cadence doesn't, you know, make sense to them. You know, they just, you know, the Lord is just not dealing with these men. All right? And it's high time to stop the bullshit, man. You know, which is why it's being called out by people, man, by men. All right? So I pray this lesson was edifying. In closing, I want to give all honors and praises to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Makakwadash. I want to give double honors to my apostles at Great Millstone who teach and rule well. I want to send out salutations to you brothers in the highways and byways, man. Keep pushing, keep fighting, brothers. We almost out of here, man. To you brothers and few sisters that tune in to listen and learn, to you all I say shalom, man. You know, keep the hope, man. Keep the faith, man. That's all we have. That's all we have, man. Because we're all we have, man. Yahweh Shai is all we have. All right? Shalom.